In early January, I got to spend some time in Los Angeles with some ministry friends from around the country. We're all part of a movement where we want to see disciples being made and people far from Jesus coming to him. We're all part of a movement that's lockstep in unity around those things. And we spent some time considering how we can be doing that more effectively in this cultural moment. And so we were praying and we were worshiping together. And in the midst of this time where we were being strategic and visionary, and if you know me, all the things that I love, we felt Jesus inviting us back to our first love, to root and ground all of this in our love for him. There's this church that Jesus addresses in the book of Revelation, a church that has really fruitful disciples, really faithful Christians. It's marked by a lot of really wonderful things, but Jesus says to them, he says, "You do not love me like you did at first." He says, "Return to your first love." And I have to admit that I've been so struck by this. As I come alongside with other leaders in our church and we pursue giving everyone in our neighborhoods and networks an opportunity to see, hear, and respond to the good news of Jesus, I feel so strongly that that is what God is calling us to do. But I also have come to recognize that if it's not coming from a deep love for Jesus, it's just not going to be powerful. It's just not going to be as meaningful as Jesus wants it to be. And so on Sunday, March 6th, we're starting a new series here at Regen where we're going to journey together and return to our first love. That's what we're going to spend our Lenten journey thinking about. Those 6 weeks leading up to Easter, those 40 days leading up to Easter, we're going to be calling everybody in our spiritual family to return to their first love. We want, in this teaching series, I'm going to teach it, friends of mine are going to help teach it. We want to put many people, men and women, old and young, in front of you to call you back to your first love. And my prayer, my hope, my singular goal for our Lent as a church is that we would renew and restore our first love for Jesus, that passion that I felt at first when I was really giving my life to Jesus in my teenage years, that passion and that warm heart and that love for him, that would be inflamed again inside of me, that I would pursue Jesus more wholeheartedly, that we all would. That's what I want to see happen in our church. And I also know that there are people in our spiritual family who come to Regen who have been doing the Christian thing, many of them sometimes for years. And I'm praying that we would all have this renewal of first love, no matter where we are in our journey. And I'm even praying that some people in our lives would come to receive that first love, maybe for the first time. And so we're going to go full court press on this, y'all. We're going to be teaching about returning to our first love from the front in all of our Sunday gatherings. Our Bible reading plan will be through the Gospels, about being captivated by the love of Jesus. Everybody who's teaching in this series, we're curating a reading list of books that were meaningful to us in our early walk with Jesus, and just want to invite you to maybe read one or two of those during Lent. Our social media is going to be blasted with images of people and places and things from other people in our spiritual family, that these are the things that remind them of their first love. We're going to have a worship playlist curated by everybody at Regen. Here's all of our favorite songs that stir our love for Jesus. We have one goal during Lent leading to Easter: to return to our first love. And I'm so excited to go on this journey with you. I'm so eager for us to grow in that. I'm so eager not for us to grow in our love for Jesus, but for us to grow in our capacity to receive his love. I want us to have more of him, and I want him to have more of us in this journey. And so I'm so excited to get this started with you on Sunday, March 6th at our gatherings.